Hello. Have you ever noticed that when someone of a science-denying ideology is discussing the theories that they do not accept, they'll tend to misrepresent them? And when you are discussing a religion that has an ideology you do not accept, you might not be misrepresenting a ridiculous idea that they have, because it is very likely to be correct. But when you are discussing a scientific theory that sounds ridiculous and you don't accept that theory, it probably only seems to be ridiculous because you don't understand it, because you're describing it poorly. Side note, I think that it is because of the education system in this country. Many American teachers, when they're teaching science to high school students, they're not actually teaching the students how to be scientists, how to think scientifically. It's as if they are describing a list of approved scientific facts that you're supposed to believe, which is not what science is at all. Science does have a list of facts, but those are facts that have been tested and attempted to be disproven by the scientist who promoted them after they attempted to disprove them. Whereas religion is just asserted. Dogma. And the way science is taught to many people in this country, it's taught like dogma. What they need to teach is the methodology of how to establish a theory. They need to constantly grill that into our children. The methodology. Then when the children find out about the theories, they will know, and they will try to find out, why is that a theory? Not just it's a theory because I say so. So, one particular ideology that I have in mind and misrepresentation is creationism and survival of the fittest. This creationist I was in a debate with a few days ago was trying to tell me why survival of the fittest doesn't make sense. A little background on his argument. He started out by insisting that there can't be new genes in a species, which I explained to him why that's wrong, that we constantly see two sources of new genes in a species. One is endogenous retroviruses, which often causes negative mutations. And the other is gene duplication. Most of our genes are beneficial genes, the ones that are actually functioning and coding for proteins. And duplicating beneficial genes usually is beneficial. And when a gene is duplicated, one copy can mutate. Well, we still have the other one encoding for proteins that are beneficial. So, can that mutation, can a duplicated gene, perhaps one of them mutated and perhaps mutated in a positive way, can that spread from one individual to every individual in his species in several generations? Why not? I mean, I know why not is an argument from ignorance, but it's no big deal to accept that something like that happens. Well, he then goes on to explain, he kept asserting over and over again, no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong. But he goes on to explain his misunderstanding of survival of the fittest. Now, survival of the fittest was not coined by Darwin. It was coined by someone who, around Darwin's time, was inspired by Darwin, and Darwin liked the phrase. But survival of the fittest is not all that correct to begin with. It's not actually the scientific theory itself of the theory of evolution. It is sort of correct. Something that is fit is fit for its environment. It is not simply stronger, more muscular than everything else, more teeth or sharper teeth. It is capable of fitting where it is. Like a weak little houseplant that grows great under constant human supervision, it's fit for that, especially if the humans love to keep it around. But throw it out in the rainforest or in the mountains or the ocean, it's not fit. A fitter life form doesn't necessarily have to be a predator or a fast gazelle. A fit life form could be a weakling. You don't want a gazelle to live in your apartment. It's not the same for every species. But this creationist was telling me that wolves are more fit than dogs. He was also, he doesn't understand that it depends. The dog is more fit than the wolf to digest starch, because the dog, particularly the Middle Eastern breeds, have many copies of many duplicated genes for digesting starch. The dogs in Siberia, like the husky, the malamute, those dogs, I think they don't have any. I think that was a trait, a new gene that evolved in dogs after they were domesticated within the past 40,000 years. The wolves are more fit to survive on a planet that doesn't really have humans that have domesticated many other species and have built firearms. The wolves, they were fit enough to survive up to this point, and whether or not they're going to survive any further it's questionable. There will be a few domesticated wolves, and they'll probably continue to evolve next to us, but evidently wolves are not more fit than dogs. They were fit. Dogs couldn't survive without humans, but now humans number in the billions. Dogs are probably 500 million, maybe more, maybe a little less. Dogs outnumber wolves. Now, dogs don't have the same genetic diversity as wolves, but we could add that genetic diversity to dogs by breeding wolves to dogs and duplicating genes that that dogs already have, or genetic engineering. But wolves, humans are afraid of wolves, and humans have more weapons than wolves. Humans couldn't take wolves in a one-on-one fight. Like a gorillas could rip your head right off, but gorillas can't really fire guns. Now, if he accepted evolution, he probably would just intuitively understand that. Then again, it is possible that wolves will continue to evolve into something that humans will not kill, such as perhaps a garbage scavenger in areas where dogs probably don't live, or just be better at avoiding humans. Even if humans were insanely intelligent, I shouldn't say insanely, but it's hyper intelligent, physically strong, immune to everything. If there is something out there that is capable of killing us and targeting us and is capable of sustaining themselves on a more economical diet, but is not physically strong, hardly immune to anything, and not particularly intelligent, it could still be more fit than us if it wipes us out. Another way that people misunderstand survival of the fittest is it means survival of the fit. I did go over this a couple minutes ago, yeah. But just look around you. Everything that you see here is fit for North America. These are all as far as I can tell, North American plants. When I get back to my village, I will see European plants. Those are also fit for North America, especially since they're in the village, they're fit for human-based habitats. And some of them were brought to North America because of humans, because humans find them to be useful. When the humans go away, this ecosystem could probably take over very easily. Though many of those European plants, if humans were to go away, would probably survive. The deer in particular, the deer do kind of like this, but the deer also seem to prefer the European ecosystem that we've imported. Actually, the hybrid North American European ecosystem. Now, they're fit. The ancestors of these plants, they've survived many mass extinctions, but take this ecosystem and drop it in the Amazon, most of it would be wiped out. It's not fit for that. Drop it in the Arctic, it would be wiped out. The only things that would survive would be the tardigrades that live in this moss. But tardigrades, yeah, you could probably say they're more fit than everything else because they could survive almost anywhere. But nothing should really be thought of as fitter unless it's for a specific environment. What is the fittest or the fitter is, it's not clearly not necessarily clearly understood by creationists. Am I fitter than a chimpanzee? I'm more intelligent than a chimpanzee, but the chimpanzee is physically stronger. The chimpanzee can eat more raw vegetables than I can eat. I can eat more grain and dairy without getting fat or without my guts getting sick. The chimpanzee is more tolerant of the African rainforest. The chimpanzee gets in more physical altercations than I do. The chimpanzee can swing in trees. I can't swing in trees. Now, I can read books. I can talk to other humans. I can survive fine in the human world. Chimpanzees in the human world have been known to get shot. And humans in the chimpanzee world have been known to be brutalized, to get killed, probably even eaten. Now, human population is going up, and chimpanzee population is probably declining. But still, not one is more fit than the other. Each is fit for its own unique habitat. And that, I think I pretty much explained it. Yeah, I've explained it. If you don't understand it now, I'm not sure what to tell you.